that, I'm going to turn it over to Scott Wyndham from Wyndham Studio.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate the opportunity for our firm to be involved in your refurbishment effort here at Shadowwood. So starting with the Coconut Road entrance, we noticed and observed that though nice and sufficient, serve its function, the sign has kind of a distinctive late 90s developer stamp on it as far as proportions. We felt that the massing was quite large, the caps were a little bit oversized in comparison to the rest of the pilasters and columns. The materials in general, colors and tiles and the decorative metal seemed to be a bit vanilla, that it lacked pop, it lacked a dramatic, compelling look to it. Serves a function, but could it be reproportioned? Something with a little more classic detailing that would stand the test of time and not have that kind of distinctive stamp of, a nice attempt, but lacking some of the classic proportion. Another key factor is visibility of the sign itself. Eastbound traffic, because of the maturity of a lot of the landscaping now, has great difficulty seeing the sign. This is actually a shot coming down Coconut, and your sign is right about here. And as you've all probably experienced, you have to get quite far down that turn lane before you get visibility to your sign. Certainly westbound is significantly worse because you have the beautiful existing canopy there and dense vegetation. The sign is all but invisible for westbound traffic. And if a guest coming to visit you didn't know where things were, they could easily drive right past. So there needed to be somewhat of a response for westbound traffic. You have beautiful lakes flanking the entrance. We felt that this is one of the biggest missed opportunities that you have because they're largely not visible from Coconut Road as you approach due to the extensive native grass plantings right at the lake's edge adjacent to the road. We've received comments and we have also thought about your Audubon certification here at Shadowwood and the need to have littoral and lake plantings as far as native grasses. Our goal would not be to eliminate all grasses for these lakes, but it would be to strategically open up a few vistas through so you can see more of the lakes. As I mentioned, that westbound sign need, there's a great opportunity for a sign on the west side of the entrance. There's existing oak trees there that would backdrop the sign quite nicely and provide an opportunity to alert visitors that they've arrived at Shadowwood. In general, we looked at plant maturity, and as with any community, with your homes or any community, as years get on, 10, 15 years down the line, things mature, they grow. Their general size gets much more full, and appropriateness can kind of get out of whack. The medians themselves are planted quite full, particularly the end of the primary median when you first pull in. And because of the density of vegetation, visibility is kind of obscured a bit. Both from the signs and visibility of your gatehouse to cue the visitors to where they're going, where they've arrived. And so we also feel that the variety of planting is quite extensive. So the feeling of a big idea, you've arrived at a place, this is sort of the character that's being presented, and it's going to take you all the way to the gatehouse. We felt that there's a little bit of variety and maybe a simplification may help. You all are familiar with the medjool palm, which is kind of the signature palm for the brooks, really, out in Coconut, Three Oaks, and the medians. It makes a statement, yet we felt that the statement is felt and experienced at Coconut, but there's a big disconnect between what you feel at Coconut pulling in and trying to get to the gatehouse beyond. Because of that density of vegetation, it doesn't really usher you in. There's a missed opportunity again that the statement made at Coconut could be a bigger statement and move you along to your ultimate destination, which is the gate to enter the community. The decorative pavers we observed, though nice and a wonderful detail element, are a bit underdone. Gate medians at the gatehouse. Nice, again, a detail element, but could it be a bigger statement? Could it, again, make a connection from Coconut to the gatehouse rather than being fragments of pavers? And could pavers in this median possibly be changed to planting? Something softer at the gatehouse, a little more of an elegant entry. Also, there's pedestrian circulation going to and from the community. Could the pedestrian path that's currently an asphalt path to the golf course walk, could that be pavers? Is there a way that could be more aesthetically pleasing to make more of a statement? The gatehouse lends itself to making a statement, a more grand statement. It serves a function. It's a nice small structure, but could it be re-detailed? Is there something that could happen that would say, wow, you've arrived, this really is a wonderful place to be seen? And we feel that there's opportunity for change. Moving on to Three Oaks entrance. Similarly, the sign lacks that detail and proportion with oversized caps relative to the columns and so on. This is kind of a repeating theme with that late 90s date stamp. If this could be simplified again, elegant materials be brought in, color for interest to draw the eye more, that would be a good thing. We also have found and discovered that there's sign visibility issues on the Three Oaks entrance, which you probably have all experienced. On the southbound side, the sign actually gets obscured by landscaping. The landscaping coming off of the perimeter berms blocks the sign. So if some of that could be removed, either lower plantings come in, be brought in, or lawn, then that could help. But it's particularly bad on your northbound traffic. This photograph is actually way down the turn lane where you're almost about to turn. Slightly further back, the plantings coming off of this perimeter berm completely block the view of the sign. So could this be removed? Could the grade be manipulated and flattened out of it so you have greater visibility from a longer distance? Plant material, again, was evaluated for health and vigor. Things have grown, they're encroaching on the walkways. Loose jasmine plants have been clipped to try to keep them tight, but they want to be loose. Native grasses right along the walk want to be loose and billowy. We noticed there's utilitarian gate on the north right-of-way. Chain link fence to access the lake for maintenance. Kind of unsightly for the primary entrance to your community. We noticed that the right-of-way areas were distinctively different. The south side is quite lush with black olive tree canopies, some tropical underplantings, yet the north side is quite open with the native grasses, again against the walk, kind of wanting to be on the walk. Wax myrtle hedges kind of loose, and it's not a plant that really wants to be clipped, but it's been clipped, and over time it's declined some. And behind that is that chain link fence, quite visible. It's an opportunity maybe to repeat that south right-of-way look. Bring in the black olive again, maybe some more of the tropical plantings. It's going to somewhat frame this entrance and make a little bit bigger statement and take advantage of something that's already established on one side. The gatehouse area itself, we noticed without a doubt the biggest negative in your entrance there for Three Oaks is to pull in and see the service vehicles parked as your focal point. We feel that this could be greatly improved if this was relocated and this become a landscape feature, something that says welcome. The pavers, again, at the gatehouse, too small a statement. A good idea to use a decorative paver, but could it be something more and usher the visitor in? Lastly, we observed the hardscape detailing in general needs some work. There are a variety of functional signs about deliveries and so forth, every imaginable look and feel throughout. The columns and pilasters have that distinctive look again with a very large cap relative to the size of the column, and they repeat throughout. Could they be improved? We feel they can, maybe relate to what we would do in signage. The ornamental gates themselves are very utilitarian with the simple vertical pickets and a few horizontal lines. Could the gates be manipulated to have a little bit more detail, step up to the look and feel of what we may do in the coconut entrance to provide more impact? And again, the landscape medians at the gatehouse are pavers now. If they were landscaped, that small-scale palm sets up a nice scenario that could improve the look and feel of this area. So that's the process we went through. Together with that, there was a list of ideas that Lou and the committee had together that we also considered, kind of saying these were areas we thought could be improved. We walked it, we did this sort of analysis, and what you'll see now are some of the concept ideas that we put together. And these are the ideas we felt together were the strongest for consideration and presentation to you.